Hello class, this is Cleo Washington, your Dftg 1392 instructor, and today we are actually going to go ahead and go forward with the site plan, okay? So due to time constraints, you know today is midterm day. However, to get us caught up, I decided to do something a little bit different. So there will not be a written portion for your midterm. We'll cram all of that in on the final exam, where we will have a written and a final project. We'll have a written portion of the final exam, and we'll have a final project. So for this video, what we're going to do is we're going to bring in a site plan and have you guys retrofit this site plan for our building, and it'll just go down as as all of the grades go down. This is what you're going to do for your midterm today, okay? So fear not, it's not due today. You do have another 168 hours to get the drawings complete. So let's go ahead and begin. And first things first, I've had some questions about scaling PDFs because the elevation PDFs did not come in at scale, and there is a way that you can scale them up. There's two ways. You can scale them up with a value. You can also scale them up by just eyeballing it. And I'll be honest with you, after spending a lot of time in professional settings, scaling these drawings up by just eyeballing it is the best way to go, because a lot of times you don't know what scale it was set at when the PDF was printed. And it's just, I've never seen it go well that way. So let's go ahead and bring the PDF in. On an insert tab, we're going to click import PDF, and I'm going to send you guys this PDF. It's called 8001 site plan. This is a site plan for another project that I worked on, and I think it's apropos for this project. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this in, and we're going to retrofit this site plan for our building. So go ahead and click it and click open, and just leave all the default settings the same and click OK, and just click where you want the site plan to come in at. So here is the site plan. Our building is about this size. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace this building with our building. But first things first, as you can see, we have to scale it up, okay? So let's go ahead and get into the details. But first things first, let me make sure my volume is working. Okay, volume seems to be working just fine. So first things first, when you're scaling things with a reference instead of an actual scale, you have to find something in the drawing that you can actually reference. Like, you know, the driveway right here, the gravel driveway is actually 27 foot 0 inches wide. So what you want to do is you want to come in, you want to type in PL, because you're going to use a polyline, because we're going to give it some thickness later. And just click like right here and draw a line straight down. And you can be on any layer, okay? And now let's zoom out and just pull that line down some more, because again, this drawing, no. Okay, so yeah, again, this drawing is very, very small. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked by something, guys. So let's go ahead and offset this line right here. We know the drive is 27 feet, so you're going to type in O for offset and type in 27 feet. And let's go ahead and offset that line 27 feet over. So there's going to be the extent of your driveway, okay? So now we want to take this drawing, all right, and we want to scale it. And the way you do that is, and I'll undo because I didn't say what to do. So you're going to come and you're going to highlight this drawing, and you're going to type in highlight this drawing, then hold down the Shift tab and deselect the line that you drew, and you're going to type in SCALE. And then you're going to go ahead and scale this line. So what you want to do is the width of these two lines right here and right here, okay? And you might want to go ahead and turn off the ortho button. So if you're on a computer, you want to type in, function and F8. And just scale it up until you can kind of eyeball it. And you may have to scale it. Let's scale it and then click right here. Now let's take this line and pull it up some, because we want to make sure that, take this line and pull it up, turn the function back on, function F8, turn the ortho back on. Let's pull it up to here, okay? And then you want to go here and right click and click properties. And let's give this line a global width of about, let's just say 1/4 inch. That way we can kind of see it when it's directly in line with this line. We're going to take this line and scale it up until it meets right here. That way we know the drawing is to scale because we know that this is 27 feet. And if we do a quick distance here, from here to here, we know that it's 27 feet, right? So let's go ahead and select the drawing again, zoom in, and hold down shift and deselect the reference lines. Right click, hold on, something didn't work right. Type in SCALE, select the objects. Let's go ahead and hold down shift and deselect that object. Hold down shift and deselect that object. Let's go ahead and select this right here. Let's go ahead and scale it up some more, okay? And again, if you have to, let me close the properties menu. It's getting in my way here, okay? Let's click right there, and then let's scale it again. Type in SCALE. Shift scale, okay? And let's scale it up a little bit more, all right? And hit, turn the F8 off. Sometimes you have to do that. And now you will see when those two lines align, right? Just bring it over some. And depending on your screen size as well. So now let's go back just a little bit. And this is how you just eyeball it, okay? Boom. So now you know that your drawing is to scale. We know that this is 27 feet and everything that came in with it, your site plan has now been scaled. So let's go ahead and delete the title blocks off. And I know you guys have been waiting to do that. We're not there yet. You know, once we get maybe some building sections drawn, we'll go ahead and start putting things on the sheet. And after we put things on the sheet, we'll go ahead and try to plot them out, which will probably happen next week. I'll be back in Houston, and we'll be back in class next week, and we'll probably do the next 2 or 3 weeks in class. So let's just see. We'll see how it's working out. All right, so now let's stretch out. If you have a bounding box, and I add that in because sometimes AutoCAD will zoom out like this. And as you can see, it's a very huge world space. And if I didn't have that red box drawn in the way I have it drawn in, it'd be very hard to locate your drawings. So I actually draw a big red box, a bunch of polylines, and I give them thicknesses. And I just kind of do that as a reference point. So let's stretch this out because we're outgrowing it. So just turn your function back on, function F8. Let's stretch this guy back out. All right, cool. Now, what we're going to do now is, let's go ahead and copy this, bring this guy down. Just hit copy and bring it down, okay? And what we are going to do is we're going to reproduce this site plan, okay? So let's copy the blue line down. And just like we did with the elevations, we're going to do the same thing. So we've done what? We've done first and second floor plan. We've done the roof plan. We've done all 4 elevations. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to kind of go a little bit quick, okay? But let me explain what the site plan is. See these circles here? These denote the extent of the boundaries of the site, okay? Okay? And in fact, for this one, you know what? We're not going to redraw it. Actually, what we're going to do is I'll let you guys, since we are trying to get caught up, let's just put everything on a layer, and then we'll bring our building and we'll place it right here, okay? This is another building that, you know, I thought was kind of similar to our building, okay? So, yeah, let's do it that way, okay? Because we already know how to draw floor plans and stuff. So let's go ahead and match the properties and put these things on the proper layer, okay? So these are the coordinates, okay? Typically, you'll get that from an engineer. The engineer will actually send over this drawing to you, and you will bring it into your drawing file and scale it up just like I have scaled it up here, okay? So in real world, this is exactly what we'd be doing. He would send you your drawing. You would send your building to him, your floor plan, you would send him your CAD files, and then he would take your CAD file and put it on the site, and then he'll send you a PDF back. And what you would do is you would actually bring that PDF into AutoCAD. You would scale it up just like we did, and then you would start assigning properties to all of his layers, because he's going to have his different set of layers just like we have here. As you can see, these are all on a PDF layer. So this is real world. This is how it's going to be done. Instead of redrawing it like we've done everything else, let's just go ahead and apply layers due to time constraints. Okay. Again, I'm here to help you reach the next level. I'm not here to, fail you. I'll just give you the things that's pertinent, and this is how it's literally done in the real world. You get a drawing from an engineer. Typically, you'll send your site plans off to, or you'll send your drawings off to a civil engineer. He will prepare the site plan. He works with the geotechnical engineers. He works with the land surveyors. So what they will do is they will take your drawings and they will put everything into their file, and then they'll give you exactly what you see here. Their drawings will have coordinates on it. Their drawings will have the lot lengths and the lot widths. Okay, as you can see, this one is 150 by 300. Okay, so let's go ahead and apply layers, and then after we apply layers, we'll take our building and we'll place it on the site right here. So let's leave it right here for right now, but after we get our layers applied, we're going to take this off of the site. Okay, so first things first, this is a property line. Okay, so typically there is a layer that says property. Let's see if we can find it. Let's see, it says site property line. So you want to select that. Okay, now you want to take this and you want to draw a line here and draw a line here, and then you want to do the same thing on this side right here. Okay, and these lines we're going to have to delete because, as you can see, they are partial lines. So let's go ahead and delete these lines. Leave that one there. But let's go ahead and delete the property lines. Leave the dimensions because I want to show where we need to dimension our building. We'll leave those for right now. So let's go ahead and take these out, take that out. I know I deleted the one that was on the property line layer. We're just going to redraw it. I was going to stretch that one out, but that one just didn't, it wasn't long enough, okay? And I'll explain a little bit as of the site plan once we go through it, okay? But you have everything on the site plan. Typically, a building will have setbacks. You have your front and your side yard space setbacks. Let's make sure the sound is still working. Okay, sound is working just fine. So when you guys actually finish this, when you finish this course, you'll be able to go and work for someone and make, I think they're starting in Houston. They're starting out, beginning level AutoCAD drafters with like 50 grand. Okay, so you guys have been taking the course seriously. I want you to make sure that you continue to take it seriously because, as you notice in the announcement, we have individual establishments that contact us for students for work. So once you get enough under your belt, you feel like you want to go ahead and jump into the industry. Now is a good time. You can make anywhere from 40 to 50 grand without a college degree. All you have to really do is get your AutoCAD certification, okay? And that's typically what I'm going to base the final exam off of. You have a study guide for it, and once you get that study guide complete, you can sit and take the certification exam, and then you can start working and make 50 or 60 grand, okay? It just depends who you're working for. But I strongly encourage you guys to actually take my Rivet course, okay? because my Rivet course is in high demand right now. They're definitely looking for students with Rivet software experience. Okay. So now let's go ahead and highlight these and let's put them on that property layer. I think it was a light blue layer, 8-site prop. Let's stretch this line across, and it should be a dash line, and it's not. Okay. Let's draw them anyway, and then we'll go back and we'll dash them out. So type in L for line. Let's draw a line here. But in my Rivet course, my students, they go on to get jobs. They get their certifications, and they get jobs because of the way I teach the course. I teach it at, it's an intermediate course, but I teach it at an advanced level. And I've been doing this by myself for some time now, so I teach it as per the current industry standards. Okay, so when they take my course, I have several students to actually go on to get jobs because they took the course serious, right? So that's why I'm urging you guys, take it serious. Put the time in. If the class is 3 hours long, you want to make sure you're putting in at least 5 or 6 hours outside of class just to get yourself familiar with the software, right? Now, first things first, this is a sight line. This should be a dash line, okay? So what we want to do is we want to go to the site property layer. And then you want to actually go to the layers property menu. And it should be on that site property layer. And it's, where is it? It should be highlighted. We know it's here somewhere. Extend this out, you can see the layer there. Let's see. There it is, site property. And see where it says continuous right here? Your site boundary line, it should never be a continuous line. Industry standard has a specific line type for site plans. You don't have to worry about the change the thickness, but see where it says under the line type? Click continuous there. And let's see if they have it set up. Some of these AutoCAD softwares don't come in with them set up. So click load, and you can come here, and it should say have one that says site. Or I think the Phantom 2 is one that could be utilized. Let's see, which one do we want to use here? We have gas, we have dot, we have divided, we have dash 2, dash 3, center, dash dot. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and go with that Phantom. Let's go with the Phantom. Yeah, let's use the Phantom line type. Click there and click OK. And click OK again. I'll come down here and select Phantom because you had to add it to this menu. Then click OK. Now see here it says Phantom. So now when you close out the Properties menu, this is a Phantom line type. Okay, so what you want to do is right click and go to Properties. And we're going to have to change the scale of the line type because it's not showing properly. So what you want to do is select the line, click here, change that to 5, hit enter and see if it changes. Okay, no, it changed a little bit. So change that to, let's just say 20. And let's change it again, let's go up to 30. So guys, we have what, about 6 weeks left in the course? I think it's week 8? So we have 8 more weeks. So you want to make sure you're giving it your all, right? And I think we need to, let's go with 50 and hit enter and zoom out and see. Yeah, 50 is more comparable. So now you hit match properties. Select the one that's at 50 line tail line scale type. I'll say it right in a moment. And then you want to click here and here and here. And let's delete this underlying line, right? Not that one, but this white line. Let's delete it. Stubborn. Okay, in that case, let's take this line, drag it down, delete this line, and hit EX for extend, and click it back up. Okay. So that's how you do your boundary line. Uh, for the text, we can just put this text on a text layer. What is our text layer? Let's see. LAYTHW, LAY on. I think it's so etext2. We're going to put that on the etext2 layer. But first, let's do this because this has to be a specific. Let's go ahead and offset the circle. Offset and type in 3, and offset it twice. And then you want to extend these lines, okay, and extend this line here, here, and here. Let's go ahead and offset these guys twice. So hit OF, or O for offset. It's already set to 3. Hit the spacebar to activate it. Then click here, and click here, click here, and then click here. Now we're doing this for a specific reason, okay? Now these lines, you want to make sure they extend past the 3rd offset of that circle. So let's go ahead and take this line and extend it out. Let's take that line, extend it out. Okay. Now what you want to do is you want to trim these. Hit TR. Trim it on the outside. Because we like to show those lines a little bit past the original circle. So we have to tell it how far we want it to be consistent all the way around. Now what you want to do is go back and delete those 2 lines, those 2 circles that you extended. You see how that looks? It extends past the circles a little bit. That's the proper way to show it, okay? All right, so now we have the boundaries line right. Let's go ahead, and this is the site work. Let's go ahead and put the site work on the site layer. So you want to click this guy and change this guy to, I think we had one in that was called concrete, or let's see, e-text, e-room labels, music, circle, break, a site prop, a site setback. No, we're going to use that one though. A site setback. Yeah, there's not a layer, so we'll just put it on a concrete layer. Okay. A-plan concrete. Now you want to come here and hit MA to match the properties of this line to this line and this line. Okay, and then you want to take this line and you can mirror it over. Let's draw a line across here first. Then draw a line up. Then select this and type in MI for mirror. Select here, then click up here. Now you see it's over there, and then click no. Okay, now, and you delete. All right, so there you go. All right, also hit MA, and this is the septic tank, the sewer septic tank. You want to make sure you select here, and let's go to, let's put it on one of these site layers. Let's see. A site, let's put it on the concrete layer. Okay, so what you want to do is hit MA for match properties. Select this concrete layer, and then put your septic tank on that layer. We're probably going to move it because our building is not exactly set up like this one. Okay, so let's continue. Now, we talked about setbacks. Okay, you see this 50-foot front yard building line? That's what BL means. Typically, when you actually design your building, when you go into code research and you do your site due diligence, you're going to find that these builders have front and side yard setbacks, okay? If you notice, every house on the street, they're all in a line across the front of the house, right? So you want to make sure that you know what those are. In this case, for this property, there was a 50-foot front yard building line or a 50-foot front yard setback, and there's a 15-foot side yard setback. They don't have anything for the rear, okay? So we need to put that on the proper layer. So let's go ahead and let's draw a line here, okay? And actually, before we draw it, let's put it on that site setback layer. This is right here, it's that green layer. Let's draw a line right here and draw it down because these you're gonna have to delete those. And let's draw another one right here and draw it south. And then let's draw another one right here, okay? Let's pull it over. And I'll explain the north arrow and how that works in a second, okay? But let's go ahead and get our setback lines drawn in. So you want to delete these because they came in with the site plan. They came in as lines that were kind of just partially broken up. You don't want to keep that in the drawing. All right. And leave the dimensions in. We're probably going to go add more. We may just leave these, and no, we're going to add more because I don't like how those are exploded as well. But let's leave them in for right now. So you have to show all of this on your site plan. If the front yard setback is 75 feet, you need to show it. You need to show a dimension. You need to show a setback line. Okay. So you click here. And click here and drag it up. And click here and drag it over. Let's go ahead and clean it up. Hit TR. Let's clean it up right here. Let's clean it up right here. Delete that one. Hit escape. And hit TR again. And clean it up right here. This line should be dashed also, so we're going to have to modify that one as well. And it looks like it is dashed. It's just not. Yeah, it's dashed. Let's change the scale. Let's change the scale to 10 feet. See how that looks? Nah, let's try 30. Let's go 30 feet. All right, let's try 50 feet. Did it stick? Jeez, still not looking right. Okay, let's try 100 feet. All right, let's try 115. This should be it. 115. Okay. So guys, make sure you're following me on this. When I grade your drawings, I want everything set up just like I'm showing it to you here. Okay. So now let's go ahead and hit MA for match properties. And you're going to select this guy, select that guy. Let's change this guy as well. So now you have your site setback lines in. Now let's go ahead and put all of the text on a text layer. Okay. And we already determined that the text layer was etext 2, so we can keep the text. I'm not gonna make you guys change that. Let me show you guys a quick little way to do that. You would come here, right click, and then you want to click select similar. Depending on what version of AutoCAD you have, AutoCAD, it's kind of weird. Like all of the even years versions, they have that select similar option. The odd year versions don't have it. I don't understand why they can't have it from year to year. That's why I downloaded 2024 instead of 2025. 2025 is available, so if you have 2025, you'll have to go and manually select all of your text and manually put them on a text layer. If you have 2024, you can select one text, right click, and then you can actually click the select similar function. And as you can see, when you zoom out, all of the text has been selected. So what you want to do is you don't want to change any of the other text for anything else that we've drawn. So you want to hold down the shift key and deselect that right, because that's already there, okay? And now what you can do is you can come here and change it to the etext layer that we talked about. Etext 2 to be exact. So now you can see everything has been changed. All the text is now on that etext 2 layer except for this guy. And it is, but it's got a color overlay on it. So let's select this guy right here. And you want to come here and click by layer. And it's going to go to that etext 2. And then there's another one here. And then you want to go to click by layer. Then there's another one at the top. So the site boundaries, it's 300 foot by 150 foot by layer, okay? And then you want to come here and by layer. All right. Now, what we want to do is, let's go ahead, because I'm getting ready to delete a lot. Let's go ahead and, these are the streets, okay? So our property is located on I-95 Sleepy Hollow. You want to leave all of this just the same, okay? Leave the site plan here, leave the scale there, even though we're not going to use it later. Let's take that and place it on a 0 layer, like we talked about earlier. So when we do actually load things in viewports and put it on sheets, it's not going to show up because we're going to have that within the sheet itself. And let's go ahead and put the streets, the street lines, let's put that on that concrete layer. So hit MA for match properties, select similar, and click here, and click here, okay? And the circles for the property boundaries, let's go ahead and hit MA for match. And let's put that on that same layer that we have our property lines on, okay? All right, so now that we have everything drawn, the only thing we're really going to change now is we're going to take out all of these dimensions, okay? And we're going to bring our building down. And what you want to do on the site plan, you always want to show the roof plan, because the site plan is basically like you being in a helicopter 50 feet in the air and you're taking a picture from the air, okay? So what you'll see in that case every time is you'll see the roof plan of a building. You won't. Now we'll add the dash lines in, which we have here, that actually shows the footprint of the floor plan. But I'll show you guys how we're going to do that in a second. Okay, so hold on one second. All right, so let's take this roof plan and let's go ahead and copy it down. Hit copy. And we know that our, click this line and this line because we want to make sure we align the garage with the site. Let's go ahead and bring it down and just leave it right here for right now, okay? Because we got to clean this guy up. We got to take this one off. Proposed residence, highlight those two, and just move them off to the side because we're going to need that, okay? And let's go ahead and delete the building that's currently there. So you want to drag to the right, from left to right, and then just delete that. Just delete that. Wait, before we delete it, let's do this. Let's draw a line at this corner. Hit L. Let's draw a line right here. And then let's draw another line right here. That way we can determine a proper building edge. Okay, that's where we're going to place our building at on the site. So you hit delete. All right. And again, we're going to take all of these dimensions out. Now, we're going to take this right here. Let's actually delete the word roof plan. We don't need that anymore. Okay. And actually, you can take out these slopes. Let's go ahead and delete the slope lines. You can delete all of the text off of the roof plan because we don't need to show it. You can leave the solar panels. Leave the solar panels there because that's something that we'll actually show. You can leave the downspouts and the gutters there because that's something that we'll actually show. You can leave the skylights in as well because that's something that will actually show. All right, now let's go ahead and let's move this to our point of placement that we drew. I think we said we was going to place it right here, right? Let's place it right there. Let's go ahead and delete these lines, okay? And we are still within the setback range, so everything works good. And let's project the lines. Type in the ray command, R-A-Y. These are our two garage doors. So what we want to make sure is that we have the garage doors in alignment with the 27-foot drive. So as you can see, it's a little bit off here. So now what we want to do is, let's go ahead and delete all the dimensions. Except for the property lines, but the dimensions that actually show the placement of the building, let's delete that. And I'll tell you why we're putting that in. We don't need them right now. Let's get rid of the 19.6. Get rid of the 7.6. And we know that, oh, I deleted the driveway. Let's undo. If you ever get into a situation where you delete something that you don't want to, just undo and go back and delete again. Sometimes you can select, it's easy to do in AutoCAD. So click here, you want to delete that line, you want to delete this line, and you want to delete that line, and you want to delete that line, and you want to delete that line, okay? And let's go ahead and delete this dimension. What we're going to do is we're going to shift our building over to the right, like maybe 5 feet or so, just depends, okay? Just until we can get our double garage centered on our gravel drive, okay? So yeah, you can go ahead and delete the 27 feet for now. And that's actually a part of that drive. We'll clean that up later. We can actually hit TR and just trim it here. It's not allowing us to trim. There it is. Hit delete. Let's go ahead and delete this guy right here. I'll delete that as well because we're going to change it. Let's go ahead and delete all this crazy loose stuff in here. We'll stretch the property line back over as soon as we can. Alright, so now we want to go ahead and let's highlight our building. Let's highlight our roof plan. Let's select it and select it only. And then let's take and deselect this line and hit M for move. Let's move this guy over. Just kind of eyeball it to where these garages are centered on there. Boom, there you go. So now you can take these and delete these out. And there's the placement of our building. So now you can take this line and hit extend and just extend it all the way to the building. Right? And then draw a line from here to here. Hit TR. Hit MA for match. Match the properties with this one. Okay. Now we have our concrete drive. Now our 50-foot front build line or our 50-foot setback line. Let's go ahead and stretch it back across the property. All right. And there you have your building on the site. Let's see. Oops, hit Control Z. Just stretch this over, make sure it's in alignment with the hyphen here. Yeah. And got to mirror this guy again. Let's see, draw a line across so we can get the correct center point. Trim it. Then draw a line southward. Then select it, hit MM, or hit select it and hit MI. And hit enter. And then delete this. There's a line there that shouldn't be there. Yeah, that line, delete. Always keep your drawings clean. I do not like drawings that are not clean. If you have lines that are overlapping, make sure you delete those lines. Let's make sure that the sound is still working. And it is, and we are recording and live. Okay, good. I'm still shell shocked from that first video I did where the sound went out. So I have to make sure that, you know, the sound is working properly. Okay. Now this guy right here, this is the north arrow. Okay, let's go ahead and type in BLOCK and type in north arrow. Type it in all caps. NORTHARROW and hit OK and select it. Make sure you select all of it and hit the space bar to activate it and click OK. So this is your north arrow. In this case, the north is going to point upward. All right. Now let's go back and look at that original. Make sure we didn't have, you know, I thought we had, let's see. I thought there was another side to that street. Let's open this one and see. Okay, no, there was not. Now, what we need to do is we need to show what the setbacks are shown. We need to show dimensions, okay? Where is our building from the actual property line? So we need to add some dimensions on the site plan, the ones we just deleted. We don't need to actually show all of them, but we need to show some dimensions that will tell the contractor, hey, this is where our building is. This is how you start your work, okay? So what we're gonna do is you're gonna go to align dimension here, or linear. Let's click on the edge right here. Let's click on the, these dashed lines signify the exterior walls below, if you guys remember, okay? So actually we can take these two out, or you can leave them in, okay? Because we don't need to show that. Everything will be based off of the first floor plan regarding the site. So you want to come here and you want to click here, and you want to click here, and you want to go up here, okay? And you want to go up here, and we have dimensions that actually work on our floor plans. You want to match those in MA, and just click here, and let's match those dimensions right here, okay? 61'4", and I just think that they should be a little bit bigger. Let's see something. Yeah, we're going to import some dimensions, but you can leave it small like that for right now. When we print the site plan, it's still going to show, okay? And then you want to add another dimension here. And once we update our dim styles, we can match the properties to make these just a little bit bigger. They are a little bit small, but they are good enough for right now, okay? Yeah, that's the biggest we have. Well, what happens is we have to load dimensions, okay? And I'll send out an update video on how to actually load those dimensions. But for right now, this is perfect. And I want to add another dimension. So click dimension tool here, and you want to click here and here. It kind of gives the contractor the extent of the footprint. All right. And then you want to hit MA, match those properties to this dimension. And then let's go ahead and move this septic tank up. Hit stretch, that's for stretch. Let's move it up. Don't grab your dimension line, you stretch everything up. Let's just move this guy up. So. Let's stretch this up. Or actually, delete that. Delete that. Yeah. Delete that. And delete that. Type in LE for leader. And you're going to make sure the auto is turned off when you're actually doing this portion of it. Click here. Now turn your auto back on. And click here. Okay. And let's match the leaders that we have on the roof plan. Okay. So we're going to come here and click here, just like that. Okay. So now we are showing. You know, I almost want to. All right, let's go ahead and add one here. Click dimensions. Click dimension. Click here. And click here. And just click right here. Take this guy and delete it. Then master properties. And then do the same here. Dimension. Drag and click and delete that one. Then master properties with this guy that you're saying, make it just like this one. And this guy, let's delete this guy. And let's draw another dimension right there. So you're going to click here, and then you're going to come click this line here and drag it to the center. And then hit MA for match properties. Match the properties from this dimension, and boom, there you go. All right. So that is basically it, guys. There's your site plan in a nutshell. MA. These little circles didn't match, so match those. You know, this is pretty much a simple exercise, okay? And I did that because I know you guys are still trying to get caught up on elevations and roof plans. You can keep your head on a swivel. Today is Friday, so I want to say by Monday, Tuesday, no later than Wednesday of next week, we'll have the building sections video up for you guys to view, and you can actually start drawing in your video sections. But that's how you draw your site plan in, okay? And actually we need to add another dimension. You want to click here and come down and click here. And then let's draw another one here. That way the contractor can know exactly where to start his footprint at, right? So now you hit MA for match, and you select this guy, click here, and then click here. And there's our site plan, okay? And that's exactly how you draw it. As you can see, it's only one lot, all right? You can leave the text in because we need to show some text. Just delete this right here. Just type, you're gonna type Houston, Texas in right here. And just you can put any address there. All right. So there you go, guys. Same thing here. Let's stretch this guy down, even with the hyphen. Come over here and do it over here as well. It's not necessary. I'm just a stickler for alignment. Okay, you need to make sure things are aligned properly. There you go. All right, so that's it, guys. And let's go ahead and type in rectangle and draw a rectangle around the word gravel drive. And then let's take residence. Actually, let's hatch the roof, okay? And in fact, we need to hatch our roof plan. Yeah, so hatch. I'm gonna select here and here and here and come on. here. You know what? Don't hatch it. Don't worry about hatching it right now. We'll hatch it later. Okay. But yeah, there is your site plan. Okay, 195 Sleepy Hollow Drive, Houston, Texas. 25-foot right of way. That's basically the width of the street. Okay. Manhole elevation 0 foot 0 inches. That's typically assumed until we can get the survey back from the geotechnical engineer, or we can actually get the surveyors to go out there and tell us what that is. But typically, it's documented. Sooner that. Okay, so there you go, guys. Site plan. You're making good progress. You guys keep up the good work. Thank you.